Hello, this is demo game for the At the Court of the Great King card game. The game has been designed to um, allow play with 2, 3 or 4 players, but for the sake of the demonstration I will show the game with 2 players, which I will play single-handedly. First, let me arrange the space a little bit, take some things out that we do not necessarily need at the moment. I need to prepare the deck for the event cards. There are 48 tops in the event deck, but I need, for a 2-player game, I need 24. So there will be a little bit of card flipping. In a moment I will tell about the components. 24, courtiers shuffled, and we are almost ready to start. The game is a card game about players functioning as the groups of interest, factions on the court of the Hellenistic king of Seleucid Empire, Antioch III, called the Great. Here the players try to control the courtiers and through them obtain victory points. At the same time, there is a real risk that throughout the actions of players, or maybe the sequence of the cards that will be drawn, the game can be lost by all players. So players have to cooperate a little bit, but as in many games, there can be only one winner. First, let's say that blue player is the first player, so we draw 3 courtiers for him to choose one that he starts with, and this can be important choice. Let's say that he starts with Menippus. The blue marker is an influence marker that we put on the courtier to denote who controls the courtier. Now the same process needs to be repeated for the second player. In our example it's red. And the red player takes Kepharon. The main mat here serves the purpose of organizing the gaming space, though players can arrange the cards as they see fit. And we can see that in 2-player game we have 6 courtiers, but the deck hasn't been expanded. This means that certain characters, and this is random, certain characters may not enter the play. We may not see all courtiers in a single game. Similarly with event deck, even though there are 48 cards, there are only half of that in the 2-player game, and I have no idea which cards are there. So to proceed further with the game setup, 2 cards for both players, starting with blue, and I'm going to play open-handed just for the simplicity of the demonstration. Normally the players, of course, do not see each other's cards. After drawing those 2 cards, we add so-called crisis cards into the event deck and another reshuffle. Okay, so we are ready to start. What we see here are hands of players, the courtiers that are present in the game, and on the mat we have a scoring track at the top, holding boxes for various cheats and markers, and also resource tracks and the king's coin. Holding boxes for crisis cards, for the quarter deck, for the event deck, and the space for discards, for used cards. The game plays as follows. We start with the first player. They draw the first card, and if it is not a crisis card, they can now play one card, basically either for points, which are in the top corner, or for the effects that are elsewhere on the card. Those yellow strips here denote reactions with various effects, and there are sometimes on some cards there are banners underneath the point value to denote the additional possibilities that can be that this card can be used for. At the moment, the blue player will play this card for points, and as we can see, only the fluff text really is the majority of the text on the card. The rest is resolved through symbols. Here, for 2 points, I will use the persuading action for 1 point. This allows me to claim the courtier and claim this one because of his special ability. This is particularly important. The 2 points being spent, there is one thing that can be done. Special ability of a courtier can be kicked off, and in this case I will place a marker to denote that this special ability has been used. We are adding a glory point to Euphorion, and this glory point is practically a victory point. So I have given blue player 1 victory point. If any player will have 10 or more victory points at any moment in the game, they will win the game. So blue player has started the chase. Of course, the blue control marker can be removed without removing the glory points from the courtier. So there are ways, multiple ways of actually neutralizing this advantage. Game goes over to red player. So now red player draws a card, and is this a crisis card? No, it's not. So red player has to play a card now. Let's say this card is too valuable to play right away for the event, for the text. Some cards are like this, especially the most powerful ones. So we will play also this for 2 points, which allow me to claim this, kick off the special ability of Kephalon, so glory point to him, and glory point to any one active courtier that is not yours. I will pick the neutral one, active, that is basically present here, and I'm left with 1 point for the actions to do. I do not need to spend this point, and truth be told, the way that the budget works now, I can perform only skill transfer. Skill transfer is maybe not something that I'm going to do right now. Okay, game goes back to blue. Blue draws a card, and this is a crisis. We can tell this because the operation point value is not present on the top of the card, so we place it here to the right, to the left of the king. This is the king, and we still have to keep drawing until we draw third operation points card, or there will be 4 crises present at the same time. If there will be a 4th crisis revealed, this means that the game will be effectively over. There is a crisis, so we can try and do something about it. Let's use 2 points. I can dedicate as many points as I want from this card to any combination of actions as long as the budget holds. This means that I can, for example, decide to use Menipus to resolve this crisis using 1 point from the card, but 2 points from the card will give me more chances. 2 points from the card means rolling 2 dice. This is a green skill crisis. Menipus has green skill value of 2, so he gets 2 more dice. Now the resolution of the crisis means that I roll all those dice and I need to achieve 5s or 6s. If there will be at least one 5 or 6, which means 1 success, then the resources change as given on the card. The courtier that resolves successfully the crisis gains 1 glory, 1 victory point, and the one who fails loses 1. So one thing that Menipus can do is to try to use his special ability that modifies the roll of each die by 1. So success, he would hit this on 4, 5, 6. Trick is he can use this special ability only once, and maybe now is not the time to do this. What are the chances to roll 5 or 6 on 4 dice? I mean, I believe in myself. And maybe rightly so, still it's a minor success. So red resource goes down by 1. Green resource would go up, but right now it's capped at the white spaces. If the king will become a great king through a certain card that may be in the deck or maybe it isn't, then the resources can go onto those great areas. For now, Menipus gets 1 glory point and the blue faction grows in prestige. Okay, over to red. It's not a crisis, it's one of the event cards. I guess let's do this as the event, what is written on the card. If played as an event, the player receives 2 OP, but persuade and claim title action cost is not affected by the glory tokens on the targeted courtiers, which means that I can place this marker on Minyo. Normally it would cost me 1 OP, but if there is any glory on the courtier, the cost is increased by 1 to 2 in this case. So I spend 1, I still have 1 OP. And once again, it's the question what to do with this point. I don't see a reason for now to do anything, so back to blue. Maybe, yeah, updating the score for red. They also add 2. This is something that I have forgotten in excitement to do earlier, and the score needs to be updated constantly and at every point. And designer is so excited to demonstrate the game that forgets that the crisis has been resolved, so also needs to be moved towards the player who actually resolved it. The new card is not the crisis card, so once again the choices. Let's play this card as an event. This really means implementing this line at the very bottom. The red resource goes up by 1, and any courtier that is present in the game with green skill, indicated by the player who played the card, can put the glory on that courtier. So let's put it on Euphorion again. Blue player grows up by 1. Over to red. Wrong deck. I will just move it a little farther so I will not be confused. Red player draws this. In this case, it's the player decision who gets the glory token. So let's say that we do not like Euphorion and we want to eliminate him by using this card. If this happens, normally without any reaction cards being present in the hand, the player simply suffers the fate. Euphorion is removed from play. Those glory tokens would return to the pool. But it just so happens that there is a hostile action against blue player, and affected courtier can perform a skill check, red or green, in terms of achieving at least 1 success to block this assassination attempt. Euphorion is a very good in red skill, so this is what happens. We roll and we look for 5s and 6s. There is 1 success, so this goes away, but assassination is also foiled. Thank goodness, because otherwise Euphorion would vanish. We would have to draw the replacement for the courtier, and those glory tokens would return to the pool. Okay, so this was the card play from the red player. No special abilities to use. Now blue player has only 1 card, so they need to draw 2, and this is a crisis, so-called royal crisis. We keep drawing and we will keep on drawing. Maybe the kingdom will collapse like this. Well, 1 card, but I need 3rd, which isn't a crisis, so now we can do something about all of this. It just so happens that this 5th Syrian war, if it's resolved successfully, we actually are allowed to move resources into great boxes. So maybe this would be a good place to start. Let's do it this way. We have a 3-point card. 2 points used for claiming the title of Chief Minister. Menipus claims the title. 1 point to resolve the 5th Syrian War. We are not yet ready for Achaeus Rebellion, so I will just leave it until later. 1 point from the card, 2 points skill of a courtier, and I think I do want to use the special ability to succeed on 4, 5 and 6. So let's roll 3 dice. 2 successes, but not 3, so we implement this. The king is not yet great king. We go on the card from the top to bottom, so this stays. This blue resource stays, but the economy resource, red one, drops by 1. We flip the coin to indicate that king is a great king. It's not a silver coin anymore, it's actually gold one. And another glory to Menippus, our new chief minister. 5th Syrian War successfully resolved. We used all points from the card, we used special ability, so blue player is done, and we go over to red. Now this royal crisis has the icon of chief minister, which means that only chief minister can try to resolve this crisis. Red player, what can we do? Well, let's use this card as an event, so resource goes up by 1. It can now because king is a great king, and glory point to the green skilled will indicate Laodike to give her 1 point. The glory points, allocating them to spreading them between the courtiers are important because certain actions are becoming more expensive when those courtiers have any glory associated with them. Over to blue, new card, new crisis, and another. Okay. Maybe it's time to try and solve Achaeus Rebellion. Let me see here. Yeah. So let's play 2 points. 2 points from the card allocated to Achaeus Rebellion. Skill of Menippus is of course 2, and I'm going to use the resource associated with the office to get myself 1 more die. This is a bonus available only to the office title holders. And once again, we have 5 dice, we need at least 2 successes. It would be lovely if Menippus will roll 4 successes. 5s or 6s. 2 successes, which means that the red goes up by 1, green goes down by 1, but this is successfully resolved. In this case, just making sure we certainly gain glory, I will simply quickly check if royal success is giving us actually 1 glory more. No, it's the loss Okay, blue player problem solver. We can move this up 3, 5. And to be perfectly clear, I should have also calculate the scores using the value of the office. So if we see numbers on the resource tracks, this is the value of holding this office. So actually blue is at 7. He needs 3 more, and nothing to happen to take this away from him. Okay, the blue player is done. Let's see what third card does. Well, so this is the nature of the game. It can be pretty swingy at times. This card can be used for the event. This means green resource goes down by 1, dropping the value of the office, but also it can remove influence or control markers from up to 3 courtiers. 1, 2, 3. Now after this drastic move, blue player goes down to 0. You can think that this is this is too powerful and very dramatic thing, but truth is that the deck has been constructed so that there are more than this card that allow for similar dramatic changes, and the real challenge is in making yourself protected or having at least time to come back. Let's see if blue player can come back from this. So blue player draws a card, and now, just to give the example, to persuade the courtier that has glory, Menippus in our example, we need to spend 1 point plus 1 extra because he has glory attached to him. But doing this allows us to regain 4 points right now. Over to red. Let's claim for 2 points the office of treasurer, which gives 2 points to the red. Checking if it's all correct. Only courtiers having glory can claim the titles, and only 1 title can be held at any single time by anyone. Red player done. Over to blue. It's a crisis. I keep drawing. Crisis. Will this be a 4th crisis? No, it's not, but it is quite a chance that there are more crises waiting in the deck. We resolved 3 crises. This is 6, and there are 3 more in the 9, among the 9 cards, so we have to do something about it. And the possible option would be using 1 point from the card to try to resolve expansion of Antioch crisis. We'll use I wanted to use Euphorion, but clearly I cannot. It would have to be Menippus. 1 point from the card, 1 point from the skill, and let's use resource of our office to give ourselves a little more chance. I need at least 1, 5 or 6. 1 success, so red resource goes down by 1. Hopefully the Minyo treasurer of the another player does not mind, and I recoup this, and the glory goes to Menipus. So 4 plus 1, I'm at 5. Expansion of Antioch has been resolved, and this is it. Over to red. Crisis, requiring the office of strategos or general, and this is not a crisis, but now we are, it's a brinksmanship, really. Okay, let's try to resolve the epidemic with Kephalon. So yeah, with Kephalon. But before this happens, I will use the special ability of Minyo. Increase 1 resource by 2. We will increase our office value, so we go up by 1 just by doing this. And now 2 points from the card, 2 dice, 2 points. Kephalon has skill of 2, and we roll, we need 4, 5, 6 at least on 1 die. 3 successes, imagine that, great success. It only decreases the economy by 1, but it gives the point to Kephalon, which brings us back, and the epidemic has been resolved by the red player. Yay! Let's see what happens next. This is not the crisis. So now it's just that blue player has only once and cannot claim Euphorion to give himself an advantage. But what I can do is trying to claim the Heliodorus. We talked about this, how dangerous the Heliodorus can be. We will use his special ability to remove Kephalon and drop the red player by 2 points. Red player does not have a card that can react to this, so Kephalon is out. Tokens return to players, but Kephalon is eliminated, and we need a replacement courtier who is placed here. And this is it for the blue. Not a crisis. We do not have military-minded blue-skilled generals, which may be a problem given the crisis there. But we can always try for the best. With the 2 points, a red player can benefit from claiming Euphorion, which doesn't help the kingdom, but it does help the player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now the token is in the right place. Okay, done. Over to blue. Crisis. Let's see if not yet. And if there are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there is one more crisis, so it will be better to resolve something, or at least try. Or maybe, I mean, what can go wrong? Nothing. Simply nothing can go wrong. Mm, 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 mm. Let's create problems for the red player, decreasing economy by 1, but bringing glory to ourselves. Boom. Over to blue. And this is fourth crisis. If this happens, even it doesn't matter who is leading in the points. What matters is that the kingdom, the Seleucid kingdom, collapses. So because the player, blue player particularly, couldn't or didn't want to try to resolve the at least one crisis, maybe they appeared in the wrong sequence or not convenient sequence for the player, this effectively means that the game is lost by everyone. There is no winner here. After all, we are not playing as a kingdom. We are playing as people living inside the kingdom beset by problems like war with Roman Republic or revolts or mismanagement and like. So as you see, even though I talked a lot, the game can be played relatively quickly and is full of twists and turns. It's achieved through swingy effects on the cards, but once the players know the game, the actions that are possible, and the potential cards that may be in the deck, it becomes easier to mitigate that swinginess. Of course, the flavor, such flavor may be not up to everyone's taste, but I simply hope that this little video provides some information. How does the game look like? How does the gameplay look like? And yeah, and helps you make up your mind about this game if this is something that you are interested in, or maybe not, and that's fine too. Thank you for your attention, and until next time.